What is going on, YouTube world? Steve, Vinny, and Michael. The RP, the Insert Revolution podcast, episode number 97. Pretty mundane compared to last week's, I'd say, just to temper the expectations of the masses. We'll not be talking about setups or curio cabinets or the possibility of somebody being in something. Try to live in the here and now and the real world. So we'll update everyone on our goals for the 2022 year, and then just engage in banter, chatter, conversation, not hypotheticals.
Or lack there is as far as goals.
Pretty much so. It's been a I won't say a bad year for the goals list, but it's just the the mask stuff for me. I got the jackhammer one, and that's been it. It's like everything I put on my watch list from the beginning of the year pretty much sold within the first 3 weeks of me putting it on there. So
just remember, Dave, we just need to talk.
Yeah, I know.
Because to be brutally honest, I'd rather do it in one fell swoop, and both of us can be happy, and it'll probably save you some time and effort in the long run, even if some of it's not fully complete. But we can sit there and have a conversation, and we can go through everything. So, and then you can make the decision from there, and then we can drum up an agreement. The only issue honestly, the biggest issue I have is because it will be in bigger boxes, and you have a PO box. I'm not worried about getting it to you or anything along those lines because I can make that work. I worked in shipping, so I got that covered. But considering I have Boulder Hill too, that could prove to be interesting.
Well, I've got a physical address too. I get mail at the physical address as well, so it's not like.
Well, and I figured you did, but at the same time, everything that you typically goes to you is always to the PO box, which I get and I understand. But like I said, if we're able to work out whatever we decide, you're going to have to cough that up. Or have me ship it somewhere where you feel better where it's going type situation and not sitting outside for an extended period of time. So.
Well, we'll come to some agreement at some point in time.
Yeah, I'm in no rush. I know you're not either, but since you brought it up and that was kind of high on your goals list for this year, it's just life gets in the way and shit happens and
working several hours a week and doing softball several hours a week and traveling to said softball several hours a week, which is depending on if they need her for the other Ely team tomorrow, that she might be, or might be going to Aurora, which is about an hour, 50 minutes to an hour away. So that would be the last one, though. That'd be the last hurrah for that. And then up next is really refining her pitching motion. Like, that's going to be huge. We're watching videos today on that. So, because we got paired up with Evelyn Gilbert yesterday in the first game, and they swapped out, and we got paired up with Chisholm, which is right next to Hibbing, which Kevin McHale graduated from there. So It wasn't fruitful being with them, but again, as long as everyone had fun, and Naomi at least, because she pitched, their pitchers were like superior the first game. I mean, they were leaps and bounds ahead of ours, and that's just like, yeah, we can't roll with that. But the second game, the Chisholm pitcher, about Naomi's quality. So I just said, yeah, if she wants to pitch, or if you're gonna throw another pitcher and throw her in, yeah, she's gonna be ready, and we're not gonna. So I told her, if you pitch, hey, if you get rocked, that's fine. It's an all-star game. These aren't the dwarfs and like what's the I said it earlier today at work. I can't remember his name. Howard Stern. It's not like his little band of special folks. I mean, you don't have Beetlejuice out there, and that's not the quality of batter you're facing. You're facing some solid people that have been playing a long time, and this is your first year, so it's just take it with a grain of salt. So she was, I didn't get disappointed how I pitched, because if they hit me hard, they hit me hard, but it was just like the people behind me. There's some bumbling and bobbling, and I said, I told you that's going to happen, and that's where you have to start chirping. You have to be, as much as you are not accustomed to being, a leader. So a completely separate tangent that could have went on later in the podcast, but I will relay this to Vinny. I'll give him the floor, since last week I told him he's got one free nut shot. He can ask me the capital of Thailand, and I'll no sell it. I'll say Tokyo, so he can, or he's got a size 37 boot in my Tookus. Because we basically just fucking. So I'll apologize for shitting on Vinny last week, because we were so much in the realm of asking, again, Ryan and Neil. We got people who have been at the National through the lean cycle of cards, and for the fucking last 10 years. Those early years, it was, as he said, value boxes. Value. We're going to make our money off that. Now, that's been dissolved because they've got such an inventory of, for us, high-end shit. Some of their stuff is like golden style. Most of it for me is golden style. I'm not going to lie. But when I think $500, that's normal people who have families or bills, or don't live with their parents in the fucking basement or the upstairs apartment of a fucking garage. You can't be dropping that kind of money all the time. Unless you have a credit card, and that's just how your setup is. But I want to make sure that Vinny gets his 2 to 3 to 4 cents in tonight, because it occurred to me, like, walking out the door Wednesday, I'm like, fuck. Other than like the first 5 minutes, I don't think Vinny said a fucking word.
It's all right. I talked to him after the show.
I know, he said that too.
For almost 2 hours. Yeah, because I felt bad too. I'm like, it's like,
it's just like the flight.
I just let you guys go. You knew them, and like Michael knows them.
Still,
what I gather, and then Joey's Joey. Joey brings up some hobo fights and all kinds of craziness.
yeah.
That Ed can spit a yarn or two, So I just sat back and let you guys go. And I actually, for 15 minutes, I had a migraine last week. I have a migraine this week, and I just kind of said, "Oh, I'm just gonna watch it from my bedroom." What is it?
Working on that.
Working on that. It's got to come soon, because I'm getting Jones to make something, and it's just like,
It's getting harder and harder for me to not open the stuff that I'm sitting on for us to open.
Yeah, that was one of the episodes to do, and like, so I will admit, yesterday. So I've been sharing the office with the better half. My office used to be in this room over here, and then when she started working from home, she's like, it's too cold in the basement. So I'm always hot. So I went in the basement. Well, I was feeling under the weather for the last couple of weeks, and I just didn't want to deal with the basement with no natural light until you get into the living room area down there. Then I have an egress window that you can see natural light. But in my office down there, there is no natural light. And it's a demilitarized zone right now. There is stuff everywhere. So yesterday, she looked at me and I looked at her. I said, all right. So I went down there and I started cleaning. So I got a lot of stuff done yesterday while I was on meetings that I didn't have to be at my keyboard, and I just had to listen and answer because I got one of them little speaker boxes. So I did that, and then today I did the same thing. When I was on the 2 or 3 calls that I didn't require me to be at the keyboard, I was sitting there cleaning stuff up. Of course, I work from like 7 to 7, but that's besides the point. I digress. But I hope to get back in the office by next week to start, instead of sitting here at the kitchen table and then broadcasting down there. And then I have an area where I could do, like, what do I do with these? Oh, I break cards. So I got an area cleaned out for that. So as soon as I can get that cleaned out, I'll be good. And then that's the long, long story of that answer.
And you need to show off what you're.
Oh yeah, when she gets back, she's at soccer.
So is it so you haven't opened it yet, have you?
No, I have not opened it yet.
I knew she gave it to you.
Yeah, but I'm not allowed to open it.
Okay. So I already know what it is. Dave already knows what it is. Nobody else knows what it is.
Yeah.
But it's birthday gift to Vinny from the better half that is pretty freaking awesome.
Yeah, it's we'll see what comes of that here shortly. She should be back here in about 20 minutes. Anywho, 2022 goals.
We don't care. Moving on. Just kidding.
You've had enough time to talk.
Okay, carry on.
Soapbox, retract. You're done. We gave you your 3 to 4 minutes of fame. You're done. Oh, go ahead. Unmute your damn computer. Quit being a baby.
I know. No, I was being a jerk, a jagoff, if you will.
Oh, you even get the big treatment. Look at you.
Yeah, look at me. So let's look. I got the list. I redid it, color coded it. One I could tell right off the bat, and I'm not going to go downstairs and get binders. 12 to 18 base sets to go and put those together. I'm at 28 so far for the year. So I finished up 28 and put them into pages. So, and I have a 29th sitting in a white box that I acquired for a steal. So that one's not going to be pack pulled. A lot of them are pack pulled, but that goal is done. 12 to 8. Yeah,
no, it's not done. It's crushed.
Yeah, which I want to do because I'm really trying to get all his base sets together. Even if like the first 90 cards are like the veterans, and then like the card number 91 is your rookie. Even if I got the first 90 and that's what he's in, that's what I'm hunting for. Now there's some sets where I was able to attain all the rookies, like for Pacific, and I got all those together. But as long as he's in that set without the rookies, I'll count that. So that's one of them. Hockey rookie cards. I went old school, and I'll show some here because if no one knows, everybody hates this CSG slab, but they grade pretty tough. And yeah, you can get stuff dirt cheap. So LaFontaine in an 8. Cicerelli in a 7.5.
And of course, Eric's not here to witness this.
Oh, I got plenty. Joe Newendike in an 8. Here's one for him. Ray Bork in a 5 that's scratched because that's usually black, and then you could scratch that off. Robitaille, the killer, Doug Gilmore. Ronnie Francis, I think I paid $3 for that. I know it's in a 4.5, but I don't care. It's a 40-year-old card. Yeah. 1982-83 OPG. So I was happy with that. Hextall. Shanahan. One of my favorites, Brian Trottier. Absolutely loved that dude. He came in, and after his dynasty with Potvin and Smith and Bossy with the Islanders, he came in and won 2 cups with Pittsburgh. So, and then Chelios. I mean, okay, everybody hates the flip, or at least everybody says they hate the flip, but right there, that goal's done. 12 hockey rookies, and I probably got more sitting here. So,
if I'm not mistaken, CSG has already changed their flip.
yep, they did. It's now black and gold.
Yeah, it looked pretty clean.
Yeah, they're really nice. Then there was another auction, and it just got stupid cheap. I got a Stevie Y Tops. There's SGC. So got that. Got a Curry. Now this was an upgrade to my Bork. There's an 8. And it looks good in the tux because of the uniform. Grand Fuhrer. One of the cheaper Ovechkin cards you can get. And I'm fine with the 8.5s look good. And then I was so happy with the price for this that I won an auction. I bid the same thing and I won both of them. So, and then the Golden Brett. So that is pretty much taken out. And I got some new guys too. I grabbed Vlad Tarasenko for a good deal. And good old Brock Besser. Young Guns. So that pretty much is set. Baseball rookie cards. I got some cool ones. I like Chapman. Now plays for Toronto, but as you can see, that card's moving a lot in there. I got the Topps Tiffany, Andy Van Slyke, who's my favorite player.
Nice.
We were at a show and they had $10 slabs, and I think it was 2 for 18 or 2 for 15. I grabbed Kyle Lewis and the Jordan Alvarez flagships just to have them. And then I grabbed a Luis Robert or Luis Robert, depending on how the hobby's calling him now. And then
Bob Lewis is what we call it now.
And then one of my favorite players growing up, Jose Canseco, which I always liked this card. So I grabbed it pretty cheap. And then another Van Slyke non-Tiffany version. So you notice the back for people who want to know. See how bright the Tiffany is? And then There's your non-Tiffany, and then there should be, on the Tiffany. See that little asterisk down there?
Mhm.
There's your Tiffany. For anybody watching who wants to learn something. So,
Send money for that piece of information. We're no longer giving information for free. Sorry, you didn't get the memo.
Yeah, I must have missed that. I didn't check my email today. So the baseball card, 12 baseball card rookies, I'll finish it up. I got a stack. I got a bunch of Key Brian Hayes when I was at the show with my uncle. And then I got some first Bowmans, I think. I got some first Bowmans. The dude from Pittsburgh, which they really don't call him a rookie card, but
Talking about Cruz. Oh,
Henry Davis, the guy from last year,
gotcha.
number 1 overall pick. I grabbed him. And I'm trying to think, did I get any more in here?
Eric's whining like a baby.
Oh. And then I got the Chrome version, which I wish it was him batting, which his second year, I like that card better because he's batting. Then I grabbed some other ones that are just kind of cool looking. This one was Bowman in 3D. I thought that was pretty cool. And then this rated rookie that's kind of... So that one I should take down pretty easy. I did grab Cervelli and Sapphire, which it looks like the next year he was playing for Tampa, and they took the same shot and photoshopped it and made it into he was in a Tampa uniform. And then I grabbed this. Then I alerted Bob
Oh, love that card.
Lewis that there was one out there cheaper than this, and he snagged it up. So that's a good one to have for if you're a Pittsburgh fan and you didn't love this guy. He bled for that team, and it crushed his soul, I think, when they broke everybody up. And he was just, man, he could play the field. Good God, he could play the field. And he hit pretty good, too. Bat left, throw right was just solid. So baseball rookies are pretty much solid. Football rookies, haven't even touched it. Probably will get there eventually. I got what?
You have 2 Roethlisberger rookies. So
Oh, yeah.
You've started.
So that's the Steelers. So I keep that separate.
But it's still rookies. So
Yeah.
you can technically cross them and notate them as both.
Yeah.
Throwing that out there.
12 Red Wing rookies. So you can see I got a couple in there. Shanahan's a Red Wing in my book, and so Stevie Y, of course, is. So, but I grabbed a couple. They were in a dollar bin. I think it was Antonio, the Kaiser, and a couple other guys. I just got to cross them off the list. Same thing with the Penguins. I grabbed a bunch of guys off of the list. I got them for like 25 cents out of 25-cent box. I just went in there and grabbed all the Penguins and pulled them out, and he was like $5, and there was like 20 of them there. So it was good. Pirate rookies, I got a couple in there. I'll cross those off. And like you said, for Steeler rookies, me and the better half were talking, and we were like, we better get some of these before they go up. And plus, we didn't have any, so I grabbed this, the Topps flagship, and then I grabbed the Bowman. So grab those. Those are off the list. And then I grabbed a stack of Heaths, probably like 20, I think like 11 different ones, and a couple copies each because they were cheap. But Heath Miller, who was one of my favorite players. So got that.
Didn't you pull a Najee out of Mosaic break?
Yeah, Cease pulled a Najee out of Contenders, a Najee Harris patch
Jersey
card.
auto.
Yeah,
Yeah,
jersey.
patch.
It wasn't an auto.
Oh, okay.
It was just a jersey card. And I was like, well, that's pretty solid out of that product. It's not supposed to be rookie laden. So,
But didn't you also get one out of Mosaic during the break?
no, I didn't. I didn't pull one.
I thought you did.
I got the other guy for your team. I can't think of the honeycomb.
Yep, Surtain, the NFL
Yeah.
debut.
And then my wife's favorite player and one of mine too, James Harrison. I met him and he is just, it was his rookie year and he was playing basketball against my little brother, not my baby brother, but my little brother, who's like 6'5", so he's not really my little brother. And I was sitting there and he's like, hi, I'm James Harrison. I'm like, holy God, you're just, he's like chiseled out of stone. The dude's just an absolute beast. And he could play hoops. I mean, he was good. So, and I remember Kiesel was playing and my brother and him were posting up because they were about the same height. And it was just funny watching those two play basketball because not their total greatest sport, but they were putting on a show for the kids. It was a good time. So Pirate rookie cards, I'll get there. I haven't put anything in there. Like I said, I have so many insert sets that are 1 or 2 away. I'm supposed to get 12 to 18 of those. I'll hit that probably no problem. The Van Slyke Tops run, I looked through my old binder from when I was a kid. I'm missing 2, so I'll grab those and then put them in a new sheet and put them in a binder and get them out of that old plastic, and that'll be done. And then for the Francisco Cervelli run, I think I'm missing 5. So I got to grab those, and that'll be done. Soccer cards. I just said 12 random soccer cards, but I'll show a couple cool ones. I collect a guy named Luka Modric. He's the Croatian midfielder. Plays for Real Madrid. So he's a midfielder, probably one of Croatia's best players. So being Croatian, I thought I'd grab that. That's a good one. The Tops, that's numbered to like 99. So he's one of the guys I collect soccer-wise. There's another cool one.
Dave, he's building up to you in the side PC category.
Yeah, I'm getting there. This card's just dope. This is Gianluigi Donnarumma. He's a goaltender for Italy. So I'm like, I was talking to C, and she's like, let's start getting some keeper cards. So being part Italian, there we go. So that Obsidian, and I got 2 of them coming in for Modric. I won. One's numbered to like 50, and I think the other one's 99. They're coming in. I won that auction the other night, so that's inbound. So that's done. 1 to 5 hockey sets, new stuff. I have enough wax to probably get that done. 1 to 2 baseball sets. That Archives. What is it? Is it Topos Archives? Yeah, it's Archives. And then some guy sent me I bought cards, and the filler to fill the box was almost a complete set of last year's Contenders baseball. So I might put that together, and boom, there we go. There's another baseball set. And then 1 to 2 football sets. I haven't found enough wax to build a football set because I said I wanted to build those out of wax, and whether I got them or I didn't, that's that.
I told you I could make that happen. It just won't be. It'll be sets that I put together. Does that count?
Yeah. I kind of want to put them together, but
Just saying.
yeah. So that takes care of all the sub goals. Now to the big boy goals. I said 125 unique Mary Lemieux cards. As of right now, I have 96 of them out of 125. And at a point this summer, or not this summer, this spring, I was like, man, nothing's popping. So I said, I'm going to count, which was a stipulation I gave myself when I set my goals. Hey, I'm not a jersey and patch guy. Well, apparently I am a jersey and patch guy now, because I said 13 to 26 patch jersey Lemieux cards, and I got 66 of them, ironically. So,
which means you've technically
hit my
obtained
goal.
your Lemieux goal too.
Yep. So I'll show. Here you go, Eric. Now that's just, I had to grab this. There's numbered ones, but I got this one for a good price. That it's not numbered, it's the purple. Gordie Howe and Mary Lemieux. Okay, top 5 players all time. Bada bing, boom.
I love the setup on that card.
Yeah, I mean, no, the setup on this one's even better, Dave. So
Both of you shut up.
I needed something with him and Malkin. So beautiful patches on that one.
Just imagine
jersey swatches. I could my imagination can only dream. And I just picked this one off a guy that I've been picking some stuff up off of. The stitching. Oh, not the etching, the stitching. There's your stitching noises, Paul. So I thought that was pretty cool. Trying to grab stuff that, there's a nice 2-color out of Artifacts. Not the jersey match, but it's still a cool patch on there. Trying to pick out the cool ones. Got something. I'm trying to get him in future Hall of Famers or Hall of Famers. So there's him and Messier. Here's an oddball. Here's him and Brian Giles that played for the Pirates for a time. Thought that one was interesting. Here's another sweet little patch. Jersey. Here's a cool card. It's numbered to, which blew my mind. Where's the numbering on this thing? 172. But it's die cut and it's out of Elite. So thought that was pretty neat. This is an interesting set. If you don't know about this, they made 6 different boxes, one for all the original 6 teams. So the Rangers, Montreal, Red Wings, Boston, Toronto. Somebody help me out.
Hockey people.
Montreal, Toronto.
Coyotes.
Coyotes. Rangers. Wait a minute.
Chicago in there?
Chicago. Yeah, there we go. So they made a box for each of them. So depending on what you got so this is the New York version of the card. So he has 5 more. Thanks, Jeff. I had to think. I don't know why. I was thinking it was another Canadian team. But these original 6 cards. So I need 5 more of those to finish that up.
Moose Jaw. Moose Jaw was their 6th team.
Saskatchewan. Thought that one was pretty cool. This is out of 10. Out of, I think it's Dominion. Yeah, Dominion.
That Dominion.
Shut up, Dave. I knew it was coming. Shut up, Dave.
That's my favorite setup right there next to the Badger Bob setup.
Same goes to you double, Vinny.
Yeah, thank you. Just got this one in. Haven't seen this one ever, and I was like, need to grab it. This is out of Crown Royal. Simple. It's a napkin, but I needed it. It's numbered to 100. And like I said, I didn't see it till this one popped, and I snagged it up. Here's an interesting one. Here's him in the Golden Brett. So I think this is Lemieux's Winter Classic jersey when he played the former Stars game of the Penguins against the Caps, I believe it was. I think it was Caps. No, Buffalo. One of them teams. Nice little stick piece and a swatch there. Let's see if there's anything else. There's one in Wah. So I thought that one was a solid looking one.
At the Roy.
Yep. And look, he's not playing for the Avalanche because he was drafted by Montreal.
No.
Here's one, Larry Murphy and Mary Lemieux. Thought that one was cool. You don't see Larry Murphy on stuff. UD Black. I'm sorry.
UD Black. No, you didn't. You hadn't said the set. I was just UD Black from early on was just killer.
Yeah.
Why are the dogs locked up?
They're in our bedroom because I didn't want them flying everywhere.
Say it again.
I said hi, guys.
No,
I was on mute.
He was muted.
Here it is.
What's
Thank
up?
you.
What's up?
Okay,
What's up?
let me finish up.
What's up?
Anyhow, here's a nice 3-color patch from 0506 Fleer Ultra.
It's a lot of patch for a small window.
Yes, it is. 3-color on that little window. Pretty solid. Here's another 3-color. And it's hard to see, but there's another 3-color in there. Bunch of different kind of jerseys.
Computer and stuff out. Okay.
There's a 2-color on that one. There's a hard one to find, titanium. And
You can tell your daughter she doesn't look like eerie or mean or anything if the facial expression she was given.
you're not tough. You're not a bad guy. So here's him and Sakic. And then on the back is Modano and Bure. And then the last one out of this bunch, I had to get something with him and Yager. So there's a nice 3-color on Lemieux and a 2-color on Yags. So
Jaeger.
So that takes care of patches. I said 2 autographs. Thank you, Cecilia.
You're welcome, Dad. You definitely need it. Definitely.
Thank you. I said I was going to get 2 autos. So I'll show those real quick. There's the Emerald, numbered to 5. That's 5 of 5, eBay 1 of 1.
Michael's favorite.
Mirror Emerald certified. Hell yes.
And this one is the Badger Bob setup in the white jersey.
Dad, I need to see your arm, honey. Please, I need to see your arm.
Unmute yourself, Benny.
And then
That number's weird. Make a look.
Stop, please.
I'm just trying.
Everybody, it's the Vinny show tonight.
Yeah, I'll be done here shortly. There's the Onyx to 5.
I'm giving you crap.
I know. Onyx
Making
to
up
5.
Making up for last week.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And these two were, so they did a reprint in 2000, 2001 Tops, Chrome and Flagship. And they did a 26 card set, basically all his OPC and Tops cards. And then they did a new Tops card. So this finishes my run. So I grabbed these two this year, so that took care of that. Now I got to work on the refractors, and I don't even want to think about that. They also did 0102 and did like his all-star cards and like his Bowman cards. So if you ever want to look into that set, that's the story on those.
Got a box behind you.
Yes, I see that box behind me. I'll slice into that here in a moment.
It's already open.
Oh, okay.
I got no presents.
And
You would have told me first.
that was earlier in the year. So another Kramer's off the list.
One of Dave's all-time favorites.
I should have grabbed the other one and paid up, and I didn't, which was a mistake. But
It's up there on my list, but not as high as Dave's.
there's a gold script, also one of Dave's favorites. And then there's the superscript.
Cece, please don't chew those in my ear.
Those are great cards.
Beautiful.
They are.
And then this run here of Elite, I was able to finish it up with 7 of the 7. It's getting faded because it's black ink, but there's my 3rd autograph for the year, one of his first autograph cards. So that
That
one's
is a
done.
sweet one.
So that's done. And need one more other than the stature head. There's the 20. He has 13 cards in this year's stature. That's the base, but that's the version of the black version of 20. Then he had a portrait variation. And then the Century Momentous. So the only one I need other than the 2 101s is the portrait red, and I've lost. One came up twice. Apparently somebody didn't pay, and I lost all 3 times. So that's the only one I need to finish other than the 101s. And I'll show one more, which I think will be this one. So actually, just got these off a dude that's selling off his collection. So these are basically him and Gretzky for all the points in the 90s and the 80s. So these are the 2 years Lemieux won the points in a season. And then lastly, there's a clear cut number to 100. I think it's 100. Yep, 100. So that's that.
And now you can open.
And now I can open it. So behind me, I'm going to pop my earbuds out so I don't hang myself. So
Please do.
thank you.
That wasn't very nice, better half. Not that she can hear me. And yes, for the record, Vinny already knows what it is too. But
I know, I'm not nice, Steve. Sorry, there's a delay. best wife ever.
Yeah, pretty darn close. I think you get the award for this year. So it's not a game stick. You could turn your volume down so we can get reverb.
I was like, we can hear that.
So let me grab this off of here. So let me take this way. So when I was growing up, all I ever wanted to do was have a Coho Revolution Lemieux stick because that was Mario. Jaffa helmet and Jaffa gloves and Coho Revolution stick. So there's the Lemieux. So there's his thing to the stick. And then I don't want to take the plastic off, but that would be the old 66 6 Mario Lemieux signature.
That is practice use. That's not game use.
Yep, practice. And then the certs are right there. It's double certed.
JSA certified.
Yep, JSA and something else. It's JSA here, and then I got to figure out what this QR code is because it's somebody else. SM?
And sports memorabilia.
Okay, so double
Probably, probably SCL, Sports Card Live. I think that's certified it.
yeah, we'll be sending it back.
What?
No, just a joking.
I could trade it for something. Or James
So.
Harrison.
Thank you. You have a James Harrison jersey, a helmet, a football.
I just need the human.
Wow, good luck on that one. So
Yeah, you're already married, Mom.
there you go. As again, the better half one-ups me because this was my birthday and anniversary gift, and all she got was a TJ Watt helmet. Yeah. The better half is a collector herself, so she just stays out of the cards because she's my countermeasure. So if I'm getting too stupid, she knows when to shut me off. Which you would probably do permanently on some occasions, but I digress. So
Incredible piece.
this is like a dream of my childhood because all my buddies had these sticks and I couldn't afford them at the time. I was playing with a CCM stick.
Yeah, but I bet you they don't have it autographed by Lemieux.
Yeah, they don't. So just having this in my hands, man, I get goosebumps. Like they're like, he held this. It's so cool. He signed it, and he was shooting against somebody on this stick, and it's even the dogs agree. So I'm gonna go put this away, and then you guys go, and I'll be back.
You think he shot in practice against Fleury?
What?
That's a possibility. Or it's a possibility.
What?
I don't know if he was using Coho by then. I think he might have been Nike or CCM. I don't know.
What if he did shoot against Fleury? Well, imagine that.
Who gives a shit? Moving on.
That's a setup for another time, Dave. I'll be back.
I'm officially gonna retire. It can be the Dave and Vinny show moving forward.
5 minutes of setup and then 3 minutes of fluff and then the outro.
Jeez. So Michael, did you set any goals this year, or did you just kind of?
I did not set any goals. My goals are always pretty much the same. Buy rare Clay Matthew cards I want. Other than that, I don't really have too many other goals. I always take a look at the Spectra checklist when it comes out. to see if the Super Bowl signatures have any of Packers that weren't previously in them. And then if they do, I focus on trying to get the green scope parallel of them. But yeah, really nothing much else.
You haven't, I mean, you've never been a huge goal setter anyways, but
No, and I've toyed with building sets before, and the only one I've ever completed was an old Rookies and Stars Prime Cuts Jumbo Patch set.
which was absolutely stunning.
It was one of the nastiest sets, and it was from a very cheap, reasonable product. And they were all out of 25, I believe, 25 or 50, except for 2. And that was Revis was out of 10, and they were Pro Bowl chunks. And then Santana Moss was out of 2. And it was the Redskins anniversary logo patch. And the copy of it that I ended up getting and finishing that set, it was actually a damaged card that the guy who I bought it off of, when it got shipped to him, it got damaged in shipping. But that I ended up moving. I didn't move the whole set at once. I ended up piecing it out and did really well with it. And then I attempted to build a baseball autograph set at one time, and that was can't remember what year it was, but it was a tier 1 autograph set that was all white cardstock, and it was beautiful on-card autographs. And I got pretty deep into it. And I mean, I had the big expensive ones in it were Willie Mays and Hank Aaron. And I had Willie Mays. I never did purchase an Aaron before I gave up on it. But I got pretty deep into that set. I may have only needed a handful of cards left. But with me, because my focus is so much the Clay Matthews collection, it comes first. And I don't have enough money to keep everything and go after everything. So the other stuff that I like, the side stuff, it goes. I sell it to buy stuff when it comes up that I need. So yeah, I never really set too many goals. The hope is that I finish a few holes in some rainbows and track down some of my holy grail Clay Matthews cards. I have a Post-it note that I have listed of all the one-on-ones that I'm currently looking for that I would like to have. And it's still pretty long. It's longer than I thought it would be whenever I sat down to do it. I was thinking there was only like maybe 5 or 10 that I was still really looking for. It ended up being around 20 or 30.
Oh, Michael the completionist. Let's face it,
But I'm not, though, because Dave will even tell you, I traded away a lot of one-on-ones to bring in other one-on-ones.
I know you have, and what's interesting is you've ended up getting some of those back, though, too. So it's
Majority of them.
It's one of those in which you're still a completionist, just because that's. And I get it.
It's only a completionist of stuff I like.
No, and I get that.
Yeah,
I get it, and as I've kind of progressed and stuff along those lines, my shift is, I mean, my stuff has kind of shifted a little bit. It's no longer about everything. Right. You know, I'll still get some of the newer stuff from time to time if it's reasonable, but it's not like it was, 6-7 years ago, where it's like I felt like I had to have everything, and it got stupid.
It becomes more of a chore.
Yes,
when it goes that way, and it's not fun.
Yep.
Because I found myself getting into those situations too, where I'm sitting there and I'm just, I look at the checklist. The product's coming out Friday. It's Thursday. I look, he's in the product, and then I'm obsessively watching breakers to see if it gets pulled. And even if it wasn't a product that I cared about, but he was in the new product that was coming out. And I stopped doing that because I just figure it'll surface at some point. Somebody will, unless somebody hits it and it's there for their own PC, typically the Clay Matthews one-on-ones are going to get sold. They're going to pop up somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's been a handful of people over the years that have competed with me at some point or another. And during those times, that is way more stressful. But yeah, it's just not that way anymore. The one guy who was also collecting him, he's the guy I became friends with and traded with multiple times. But he changed the way he was collecting as well, and moved a lot of those cards back to me. And he still has one that I really want, and that is the second year of XR. He has the base 101. I have the autograph 101 from that product, but he has the base one where it's the big team logo in the background.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. I love that product. I think that is such a great looking base set. And he has that one, and that one he's keeping. I want it pretty bad. That's what I really want. But I have the first year base and auto 101 from the first year, and then the autograph from the second year. So I'll just have to be happy with that for now. But he actually started buying up just the top Super Bowl sets that they would put out after the teams would win the Super Bowl that would have the Super Bowl logo on it and everything. He bought those sets, and he's been sending the cards into private signings and getting them all signed by the players. So he's building the autograph set that way. It's turning out really well. He's got the majority of the big guns. I think Rodgers is the last big expensive guy that he'll have to get. But he's got Woodson, he's got Driver, he's got Clay, he's got Nick Collins. He's got all those guys. So it's down to Rodgers, and Rodgers is his price now. I want to say it's either $4.99 or $5.99 for a flat. Yeah, and that's Fanatics doing. Because he's contracted with them. Charles Woodson's now signed with Fanatics as well, so his price has jumped up pretty substantially.
Crazy.
Clay's price has gone up. I think he's now 159. It starts at 159 and goes up from there depending on the item. But his inscriptions used to be 99, and now they're 49. So the inscription.
You muted yourself somehow.
Yeah, my bad. I just clicked a button.
It happens. Well, I guess I'll touch on mine because I don't have much to offer, and then Dave, you can touch on yours because yours are definitely longer than mine. I've shown all mine over the past however many shows as far as the pickups, so you're not going to get any cards out of me. You're going to get me sitting on the porch having a smoke. And my goal list is very short because I have it memorized. So the side ones, 3 to 5 insert sets, that was completed earlier in the year. I've showed off some of those in the past. 3 to 5 sets, kind of the same thing as Vinny. More, whether they be pack pulled type situation or, as I'm sorting through stuff, happen to put them together, which would have been pack pulled at the time. That's completed. Technically, I've got 3. There's 2 of them I'm quote unquote working on. One of those is technically complete. I haven't gotten the missing cards yet. Those are coming from Mr. Robert. So those two were pretty much complete from a goal perspective, Lewis. Peyton Manning auto, probably not going to happen this year. Vacation coming up. It's going to cost an arm and a leg. So, and I'm going to be very picky with the Peyton auto. Very picky. So I've kind of done some peeking just to see, kind of set my expectation of what it's going to run me. But it's got to be on card, and it's just it's got to call out to me, so to speak. 3 to 5 TD autos. Don't understand why his pricing is so outrageous as of late. I don't get it. I refuse to pay that kind of money. But then again, I'm also a cheap bastard. But you know what? I can admit that, as we all know. So it would take a miracle for that one to actually be completed. There are a few lower tiered ones, but it's one of those in which sometimes I get eBay notifications, other times I don't, and then if I don't bother to pay attention, I then forget about stuff, and then I of course lose out. But in a lot of those situations, it's probably in my best interest because I look at the final buy price and I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't have paid that much anyways. So, and then 150 adds to the Terrell Davis collection. Of course, that does not include the autos. I actually kept those separated this year. I've added 17. So it's been slim pickings as of late because I've been extremely picky as far as what I'm adding, and it's more not for the goal per se, but is it something that I wouldn't mind having in the collection? I would love to have a Manning jersey framed. Not sure where I would freaking hang it at the moment, but I've taken that into consideration for sure. But it wouldn't fulfill the goal because I do have a Broncos autograph collection as my side PC, and anybody who has a certified auto in a Broncos uniform is where that PC kind of originates, so to speak. And that's really what it's to fill that gap in that collection, so to speak. What do I look for? It depends. Veteran perspective, I prefer on card. If I can get a patch auto, then that may jump ahead of an on card auto if it's a nice 3-color patch. On the flip side, if it's rookie related, it was either contenders or exquisite is what I typically wanted. Exquisite, of course, because of on card, but contenders I've always felt is one of the key rookie autos for any football guy. Mm-hmm. So that's at some point I'll break that out and I'll do a little showcase on one of the episodes and show quite a few of what I have. There is a ton still missing, especially over the last 5 or 6 years from a rookie perspective. It's not been a focal point. So I have no Judy, I have no Javonte, I have no Hamler, I have a lot of the newer guys I don't have. No Sutton. So no Albert Obed, whatever the hell his name is. But so yeah, from the Broncos auto PC collection, that's why the Peyton falls into that category. But yeah, My issue is I don't have the room for any more jerseys, helmets, that type of stuff. Although I would love to have one of Manning. He's probably him and probably Atwater would be the only ones that I would try and find a place to hang an autographed jersey. Atwater, I loved that guy. That guy was a beast, unsung hero in a lot of sense. But man, that guy would freaking knock people out, and I loved it. So yeah, that's pretty much where I stand on everything. I could probably get the bulk of stuff off of ComC, and that's probably what I'll end up doing. The only issue is never knowing if you get it by the end of the year.
Mhm.
But I'm extremely conscious as it pertains to what I'm paying for things these days. So, and that dictates a lot of it. So that's where I am. 2023, I'll tell you, there will be no goals, so don't even ask me.
I'm gonna cut mine down. I'll tell you that because following
You went
guidelines
stupid.
suck.
You went stupid. You
I
went
know.
stupid this year.
I know it's not. I went stupid. I went crazy. I'm not stupid. I'm crazy. There's a difference.
I didn't say you were stupid. I just said you went stupid on your goals.
Apparently, my wife concurs with you.
No, she concurs with you stating that you're not stupid, you're crazy. And
No,
that's where the ha ha
she's
ha.
concurring that I'm stupid.
Yes, that's what I was alluding to.
Sorry.
Steve, this is the first I agree with you.
Write that on the freaking calendar. Holy
Yep.
shit. See, she talks a good game, but you know, we chat from time to time. She's all talk.
Dave's her favorite, even over me.
Which we still don't understand how or why, but whatever.
By the way, to add a little thing to your thing about ComC, the last order I placed when you and I were talking about that, I have another card that's coming in. It's basically August 17th, and I placed it last. Was that 1 week ago or 2 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago.
I think that was 2 weeks ago or coming up on 2 weeks.
Yeah. So 2 weeks ago, I placed it, and August 17th is the ship date. So right now, and I just placed another one because I found something else that I didn't have, and it was too good to pass up. It's around the same time frame, and I placed that over the weekend. So the date on that was August 17th. So they're within 30 days. So that's not too bad. You could extra, but I'm not paying the extra.
That's the three latest. Those are the yellow, blue, and orange reactive
That orange is gorgeous. So is the blue.
from this year's mosaic. So color match.
I got on to ComC while we were talking and everything just to look at that the 101 Crown Royal that I still need because it's on there and seen rush shipping delivered August 2nd for $5.49. That's not bad at all.
Well, they're improving.
That's Tuesday. That's a week from today.
Yeah.
That's not bad at all. Even economy is showing August 20th, so a little less than a month.
Yeah. So that's not bad for them. For the volume they do.
No, and that's $4.99. So for 50 cents more, I get it in a week.
Yeah.
That's
50
not
cents
bad.
is worth it.
Oh, it's just I don't like paying taxes on my cards or anything for that matter. Because Missouri's still not one of the states that has to pay taxes on eBay.
So we'll just start sending everything to you.
Yes.
That's our forwarding address.
Yes.
I need an address in Canada.
Hey, Michael, can you buy this for me? Hey, Michael, can you buy this for me? I'll shoot you the PayPal.
I mean, I'll just put it in a stack next to Dave's stuff. I've got a stack for Dave about like this big. and he'll be able to pick it up in person here in a few weeks.
Well, just under 2 months.
Yeah, it's like 48 or 49 days, something like that.
But who's
I
counting?
don't keep count like that. The woman does.
September 17th, right?
Yep.
Only reason I remember that's C's birthday too. So now I'll always remember.
Yeah.
And mine's the 17th. So
Oh yeah.
I try to do everything on the 17th.
Yeah, that way you
things
only have to
a lot
remember
easier.
once.
Exactly. Just do it on the 17th of the month. I'm good.
Yeah.
That's cheating.
No,
That's just
That's
smart
smart.
business.
That's cheating. All right, Dave. You've got the floor.
I don't have a clue what the goals were. I know it's always about 5 Josh Johnsons, 1-on-ones. I locked, I think, 1 off Comsey, and then I know I won't make myself big, but that triple threads that came within the last month that I wasn't hoping to pay as much as I did for, but at the same time, it's like, well, it's a 1-on-1. I don't have it. Try to pick up as many
Chicago.
little pop. Try to pick up as many of the quote unquote side PCs as possible. Still trying to work a deal for a couple things. Again, these people just don't realize the guy isn't worth much. The stuff would be better suited in my collection. Just get it there at a reasonable price, but I was able to get that one not that long ago. So it's always nice to pick up the Amaro stuff just to get it out of the way. Too bad Bob isn't watching. I picked this up in I wish it was McCutcheon. That would have been a lot better than Jose Tabata, the former Yankees prospect. I don't remember what trade he came over, but he was one of the guys that was supposed to be solid and turned out to be nothing. But it was, I think, a auction from another guy that had a McCown 101 or a Topps Mayo. The same type of situation where it was the frame around it. Been buying a lot of packs too. I don't know what I'll do with them, but I've been just buying them. I mean, I'm the stuff that you got to get the Simpsons, the stickers.
Nice.
From I don't even know what the hell that was. 03, 2000, 2000, and then the King of Pop. Michael Jackson cards. And then I think I'm going to get this graded. I'm going to send it to Ed Express overnight. So when he goes tomorrow, they'll be there waiting for him. Because I heard through a floating head, these are supposed to be the best cards in the world, and you want gem and 10s. So I want my Enough's Enough or Rat gem and 10s. But I mean, I've shown these, I don't know before, but I mean, a bunch of packs in here. I've got, I don't know, a few more here. I mean, it's just stuff, some hobby, some not. Some AEW, some soccer, some just a little of everything on those Facebook groups. If I see something that's cheap or right around what you pay at hobby, like why not? It's worth a shot since there's no shows around here. So that these weren't really on my goals list, but I mean, again, I don't know. It's something that I don't normally do. I don't normally spend money on packs, but the Brodeur market still strong in the stuff I want to get it. There was a refractor maybe a month and a half ago. 2 months maybe. Within the last 2 months. Regular refractor, I think 0203, and fucking went for like $86. Like that's not going to be happening in my world. That's not worth $86. That's worth $8 plus $6, and that's even stretching it. So, I mean, the stupid people can continue to be stupid. I'm more than happy to. I like anybody that knows me. I've got more fucking collections and players I collect. I can find something. That's never ever been a problem for me. I just hate the other people in the hobby because they should have a fucking firing squad with all the bullshit they fucking talk. That's where I get fucking fired up, Tommy Golf style. But you pick up like a LaMelo Ball, like $6-7. It's like whatever. I can pick up soccer cards too. Diogo Jota, the pink to 25. I think this was like $2. Again, no clue, but for $2, this was one I will make big because it's the grade is worth the price alone. So it's like, why wouldn't you crack it out? But it was something, Brodeur, and it's Pascal Leclerc for Columbus before Steve Mason came in, I think. Yes. Number to 21. So stuff like that, where it didn't cost an arm and a leg. Mohammed Ibrahim, who's playing again this year in Minnesota, so that's the rare time where you get the collegiate guys in it's not a pro product, obviously, but it's still something released where it's not something goofy, like on the top of a repack. So I've been picking his stuff up when I can, when I feel it's a decent price. Back to like the Curtis Martin collection, picking up. Showed that one, I think, before. The Bledsoe picked up some of his stuff. That's the Pinnacle Metalworks, 97. There's the bronze, there's the silver to 200. I think there's the gold to 25. Find a gold, anyone, that's one to pick up because you just never fucking see him because it was redemption. So
That's such a wild card.
I mean, it's a
heavy as hell.
Yeah, it's basically a paperweight. So to get that for like $10, it's like, I'll say the only guy besides really Brodeur, Johnson, you pick up the Favres here and there if I see something I like. The regeneration of an old basketball collection that I'll eventually reveal down the road. I showed this last week with Ryan and Neil because obviously I got from Ryan and Neil the Stabler Elite Auto, which I thought was at a price I paid for, I think, my 1 or 2 Stabler autos 3-4 years ago. So this was for one I liked more than the ones I've got. The one that I wanted then to get that for that price, I was happy. But this has been the guy I've been picking up. And it's been pretty cheap. I won't show all. I mean, like a mirror red. So it's not really a player collection. It's just, once again, the nostalgia of cards draws you in certain directions. The gold script out of 99 think 99 2000. No, 98 99. The O-Pee-Chee red. At what, 100?
Yep. Blues are to 500, I think.
Yes. So private stock. Numbers like what, 108, 106, and 100. The old high voltage.
Is that the Mirage or the other one?
Mirage would be a dull finish.
Yeah.
And has
Yeah,
that
that's
little, which is rare for the more limited of the cards to be worse off design wise.
Then there's what the promo of that one too.
Yep. There's like the hollow foil on what is that, Paramount? Premiere date to 50. One of my favorites, the Score Artist Proof 97.8.
Wow, that's nice.
The 95-96 Black Ice Artist Proof. The go-to guy out of, I think, O-Pee-Chee Premiere. Golden Blades, which again, they're not like a 1 in 288 or 1 in 492. It's 1 in 40, 1 in 60 type pull, and they are, for what they are, they're more than you'd expect.
What an upgrade for the old Golden Blades, which was just the stamp.
Yeah, the parallel cutting edge, like the the diamond plate sort of feel to it. I wish they actually the embossed part of it.
That's Elite, right?
I think so. Yeah, that the first year of Elite.
Yeah, I'm putting that one together. I have I think it's either 12 or 16 cards. Can't go wrong right there with that one.
The 98-99 refractor. We got 2 of these ones on Comp C right now. The Dealer's Choice Artist Proof, which we went over with a good friend, Jeff Morris. The Redline Special, Power Redline. Go to Ultra.
That's another tough one.
1082. This one came in recently. The 93-4 Elite. That was a whopping $4 shipped.
There's the black.
Yep.
Those are tough.
This one. There. That one to 50. This one to 100.
Those are so cool.
5-6 mirror gold. And then be a player, the gold to 100. That's what I've got near me. But that's, again, not that I'm. I always looked, and it's him, Solani, Bure, Korea. Those are guys I've always liked. It's not just like, oh, now they're a little more expensive. Bure's got the legions of collectors. Explain, Joe. Tagged and bagged. But I still look at Korea stuff. Bure just more than I want to spend on something that's just nostalgia. Like if I ran across stuff at a show and you could haggle and wheel and deal, okay. Solani, I really haven't done much looking. There's some stuff I have, and I just get trounced. McCown, I haven't found much. I still regret. I don't know how many years ago was that. Oh, tag grading. No, I don't give a shit about them. They don't have their thumbs up my ass like they do with other people. Yeah, the McCown, the one with Favre, that 02 auto, what a playoff contenders. So absolute or honors or whatever it was. That's the one that I knew I should have got it at the time, and I fucking didn't. And because it was only like $125, so.
Yeah, did I send you the link to that, or did you send it to me?
We could have both sent it to each other.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I came across it and sent it to you. Because I'm sure it was when I was looking up Favre autographs.
Yeah. Yeah, so that I should have got that because that would have pretty much cleared out anything I really needed from a Colin rookie year. I think that's the last thing I need is that card, and I've got the SPA gold patch. I got a couple of those ones to 25 and all the other fun stuff. And then Amaro, like I said, anything low numbered, I'll try for. And I've picked up some. I got what else did I got something else that came in. I think a purple, like the 2014 Crown to 10. But yeah, it's not for a lack of stuff popping up. It's just the pricing. I mean, I don't know how many of these fuckers are burying themselves in credit card debt because you want to be an influencer or want to be an influencer or you want to have your friends think you're cool or it's fucking high school again and they got the Reebok pumps, but you got the Reebok pump with the little fucking thing that actually like the inhaler that pumps them up instead of you just pushing your thumb on them. There's plenty of stuff out there. It's just pricing. The pricing in some regards has come down. Not in everything though. Not in everything, and that's the problem. It's a slow plateau to the where prices would be acceptable. And I'm just trying to be picky now because we got lots of stuff coming up. There's try to get my reunion with the family down in Des Moines. That's like the 12th, 13th, and 14th. Then Tristan and I have our camping trip on Lake Superior at the end of August. That's like 9-10 days. Then Michael's wedding, middle of September, and then I still don't know if Ike, my brother, what he's got in mind for concerts and whatnot, because usually he wants to go to something. So it's basically the next 2 months are going to be not hit or miss stuff, but it's going to be real selective pieces that are going to be chosen. I know I think I had a goal about selling. Goes back to dealing with people. And right now, with my job, it's fuck. I literally don't have the time nor the energy to fuck around, try to like come up with comps, come up with offers, counter offers, fucking deal with that. I just don't have the time. Would I like to sell more? Of course. The shit that I don't need that somebody else can parlay into something or get more money for, whatever, and all parties can be happy, and I can get money for some of this shit or just save for the trips and the activities. Yeah, that would be optimal. I know the one goal I said was more experiences. I remember that. I want to do more shit. We went to Sam Hunt for Trista's birthday a couple weeks ago now, maybe 2.5-ish weeks, and that was fun. That was a great time. Trying to think what else. We went to the Elton John concert back in March. I'm sure I'm forgetting stuff. I know I am.
Elton John.
Yep. Did go up the North Shore for the day during the spring when all the everything was fucking high water mark for everything. Like pretty much I don't want to say state flooding up here or whatever, but it's there was a lot of waterfalls in, taking pictures, just enjoying the sights, enjoying nature. So still would like to do more. The Morgan Wallen prices were just, I don't know. There's that faster than horses, louder than horses thing over in yeah. Went to the Wild game. Got to see my Edmonton Oilers. Saw Kaprizov. Of course, Dumba didn't play, but great seats. Would we sit there again? I don't know. To get the feel and be like, hey, the players are like literally arm's length away if the glass wasn't there. That's cool as fuck. Now it's like, let's go the lower level and then just a better sight line. It wouldn't matter. I'm with her, so that's the fun part. But yeah, let's move around a little bit. Let's see what we can. There's another spot that we like better. But there again, it's being around people. That's the shitty part. Because you have to deal with indignant kids and asshole adults, and like I always say, I can go to work and make money and deal with that. Just clock in there, but yeah, I don't know the rest of the year after the end of September. I don't know. There's AEW coming up. There's too much stuff coming up. That's the only bad part. I'd love to sell a ton of stuff and get tickets for that, but it's just I don't have the time. I don't have the time to like, hey, Bob Barth wants 20, 30 cards. Okay. That's 20, 30 cards of trying to look stuff up and figure prices out, go back and forth and emails. If I get his number, I can text him or something like that. It's like, I just don't have that time or that energy right now. If I could set up at a fucking local show, I might even just do that. But there again, indignant children, asshole adults. So, and then the mask, I've just got the one. I'll just have the jackhammer. Like Steve said, eventually we'll probably come to some agreement there. Trying to pick up, like I said, the lower end PCs. They're all cheap. Nobody gives a shit about AJ Venegas anymore. He's 30, 31. Tony Zetch, same situation. They're all independent ball, or they're going to be, unless they reinvent themselves some way, shape, form, fashion. They're not doing anything major in the majors where it's like, oh my god, what a fucking godsend they are. So yeah, as the kids would say, I'm making plays where I can. Don't overspend. And if I do, it's because it's like the Josh Johnson 1-1. Again, somebody else was stupid on that. Who knows if it was another dipshit trying to bid it up, which, again, I'm sure I've got enough people that enjoy me out there that somebody wouldn't have a problem putting X amount of dollars on something. But that's all right. So, yeah, goal-wise, it's been tough sledding, but I've still managed. I just hate most of the people in the hobby, as I do in life, though. So that's the thing. I'm an equal opportunist. So,
Is that your story?
my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Grading was another one of your goals.
Yeah, but nothing. It's come down now, but again, because it's come down now, again, how much of this shit is going? People are going to start flinging stuff their way. That's the problem. It's you drop the price, yeah, that's great, hooray! But it won't be like it was 2 years ago. But it still will be a healthy chunk because people have been waiting 2 years. And you know, in the hobby, people waiting is a fucking. You can't do that. You need everything.
Quick
Redemption.
turnaround.
No, I don't want the redemption. I want the card. Well, I'll send it in. Well, when's it gonna be? Or I don't know when the person signs it. Well, it better be. No, well, with the redemption, if it's something you don't want to hold on to, sell it. If it's a top rookie, sell it. Just. But if you hold it, don't complain if they don't sign it. That's just the nature of the beast. So.
Yep.
Oh, and I did get the friend behind me over my right shoulder, which I know Bob loves that guy too. This is something definitely to make bigger. He's waving.
I've seen that guy at my local Walmart several times. Got a wife and kid that look very similar.
So, yeah, Naomi's like, ugh, it's here. Like, yep. So,
You also went hot and heavy on like your AEW Ring of Champ, all the wrestling stuff too. There for a while.
yeah,
You knocked off those lists.
yeah, I got, and I boxed them up, but I didn't put them away. So I've got the list. I just have to go through and start marking stuff off, and then that's been one of the other goals. It's like the organization. It's always a constant thing. At least with the Josh Johnson starting.
You started.
I'm through mid 2010 of getting the stuff, like the one copy per. So at least I know what I've got instead of trying to dig through and figure that out. So,
I told you it's a kick in the tail, man.
yeah, I can go for a while and it's like, oh, fuck.
Well,
I love looking at cards, but
I will say there is a sense of accomplishment when you actually get it done. But the thing that sucks is as you add new stuff that goes into the one per type thing,
yep.
trying to integrate, it's like you dread it. So you end up getting stacks of 150, 200 cards that eventually you need to integrate, and you're like, God, I don't want to do this. That's where I am.
That'll be with that ComC. I've got to think 100 something that I bought the last couple years, I think. Just sitting there, still just sitting there. And whenever I get that thing shipped, I know there's several of them that are one-of-ones. Stuff I've already got that's like to 5 or to 10 or to 20 or whatever, just because I'm like, well, fuck it. I just, like Michael, if it's something I like. I've always been that guy too, where I don't give a shit if I've got 8 of the 10 copies. Well, if I've got 8 of the 10, find me the other 2.
Yep.
Nobody's going to have them. I don't give a fuck about people in sets anymore. I don't care about people and like, well, I like that card. Well, fuck off. I don't care. I'm the living version of Oscar the Grouch. So,
Yeah, my favorite one that I have multiple of is that Infinity set, the black acetate with the gold rainbow foil, numbered out of 8. I have 3 of the 8, and I want the other 5.
mm-hmm.
I've only seen 3, and I bought them all.
And we can usually do that because it's not a Steph Curry. It's not a Shohei Ohtani or a Soto. It's not a fucking Pat Mahomes.
Exactly. And a lot of Packers guys, they want 1 or 2 Clay Matthews in their collection, but that's not going to be the card in their collection.
No.
They're going to go with a nicer autograph. So I don't usually have to fight on those too much. Like I think that that third emerald that I picked up from Crown, that was a cheap card. That did not cost me very much money.
Mm.
And those were the type of cards, like the initial one, I guarantee I was probably willing to pay $35, $40 for it. And I probably did. I don't remember.
Well, that's the thing, too. It's like when we find those as a player collector and they're numbered to 10 or to 5, like a select gold or prism gold, it's like.
Yep. Yeah, that third one was $18.83 shipped.
Under the price of a blaster.
There you go.
Even a hanger box in some regards.
Dave's favorite statement over
Well,
the last couple of years.
It puts it into perspective because, yeah, we like open packs. Everybody loves that because we've been around fucking forever.
Mm-hmm.
But in the same sense, it's like, I know this card here that's $20 or so. I want that card. I also want the blaster, but most often than not, I'm not going to get anything out of there except 5 minutes of enjoyment while I'm opening the packs.
And then you got to decide what to do with those cards that you didn't even want. So then you're like, okay, do I just stick them in a corner over there on the shelf or do I just throw them away?
Yeah, when again, there's something you can get that's numbered 10 to 5 to 25, whatever it is. Maybe it's a patch. It's like 100. Like, wow, it's buy it now for $20.
Yeah.
Why not? Even if you got something, if it's like a Packers one, it's a 3-color. Like, fuck, you never see that. And when you do, it's a huge premium.
Yeah.
So, although it's been one of my catchphrases at pay, it's a true statement. And when you actually look at it through the microscope and think it out before just like I don't know.
Yeah, I don't even look. I know around here the only retail place that sells cards is Walmart, but I don't even look because I don't collect anybody that currently plays
Mm-hmm.
or has cards and products. And I remember when blasters were $20 and now they seem to be like 40.
Depends.
Which is crazy.
Yes.
That's so crazy to me. Because
Prism runs you 30. Most of your standard other stuff is usually 20.
yeah.
Top Series 2 is now $24.99, which I don't understand why they upped the price $5, but whatever.
Because they know they're not going to sell very much of it, so they're going to get $5 extra when they can, because it's not a good product.
Well, because they didn't include a lot of the key rookies, but
Right.
you know,
They held them out for update.
Yep, in hopes to be able to push the crap out of update.
Yep.
But on the flip side, you know, let's put Julio Rodriguez as a short print.
Oh yeah, they got to give you some kind of reason to buy it.
Yep.
But they also want you to then buy update, because they already know that Bobby Witt and Julio Rodriguez are going to sell a product. So let's put them in update to guarantee that we finish off strong in case no other rookies get called up that are worth putting in update.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to buy some 09 products, just so, because not a single Clay Matthews card in my collection is one that I've pulled myself. They've all been bought secondhand or traded or whatnot. So I'd like to buy some 09 product just to bust, and just pull even just a regular rookie card. But unfortunately, Stafford had to go to a good team, and now 09 products are never going to go down in price. Because outside of Stafford, there's nobody in that 09 class that sells.
No,
Not really.
no, because that's the fabric of the game. Sanchez rookie year auto jersey to 10, and that thing went for like $8, and I'm like, you couldn't have told 10 years ago that would have been basically 11 shipped. Like, no way.
Yeah, it's wild. That year just did not produce a lot of. Well,
Shady McCoy, but
Julian Edelman sells. He was in that draft class. He sells really well.
yeah, but he doesn't have a lot of stuff out there.
But that's what I mean. He doesn't have a lot of stuff out there, so if you're going to get him in, the rookie products are expensive. Because I know his because he's in Exquisite and he's in Contenders, and both of those cards sell pretty well.
Okay.
But I want to buy like Donruss Classics. I'd like to have a box of that. The Rookies and Stars, I'd like to buy a box of that to bust. Even though I have the full run of Rainbows from Rookies and Stars and Rookies and Stars Longevity.
Gridiron Gear would be cheap, I would think.
Gridiron Gear was another one I looked at, and I still think it. Why do I think it was around $200 a box?
Which is it's high.
Yeah. And I would love to buy a box of 09 Chrome or even 09 Flagship, but they're expensive. But I guess, like I said, I'm just paying for the experience of pulling a card of my PC guy. So even if I have to spend $120, $150 on a box, if I pull the rookie card, that's just for story.
Yeah.
And then hope you hit something else in there that's cool to own.
Yeah.
Like I'd be perfectly happy pulling the base card of Clay and then like my hit being the BJ Raji auto. That would be awesome. Because I love Raji.
What about like Press Pass? What was he in for that?
What's that?
Press Pass.
I don't buy his USC stuff. I mean, I have some of it, like because Donruss Elite's always college uni, so I've got that. Trying to think, Bowman was his USC jersey. A lot of the upper deck ones, like SP Rookie Threads, his autographs in there are in USC uniforms. But I mean, Press Pass isn't bad, but unfortunately, that year all the designs were really pretty ugly. None of the cards look cool. The Sage hit card, the Sage autos don't look good. The Press Pass, they're cool duels. He has a lot of multi-sigs with Cushing or with Raji, guys like that. But I got my duel of him and Raji from Contenders.
Okay.
What is it? I can't remember what the name of the set is.
That's the draft.
Draft class or round numbers, maybe. Let me look.
It could be draft class just because would been.
It makes sense because they picked Raji, I think it like picked number 7 and then traded back into the first round in order to take Clay.
Yes,
Prestige.
Prestige is.
USC uniform.
I was going to say that's probably going to be college.
It is.
All right. I don't know it as well because those boxes like $100 for a jumbo rack box, 192 cards, 12 packs.
Yeah, I just looked up Chrome from 09, freaking $750.
Oh my God. That's crazy.
Flagship football jumbo hobby HTA box, factory sealed, $350.
Yeah, I was going to say something is what I saw.
It's so strong. I want a box of tops for $120.
Yeah.
Well, guess what, Michael? You should have bought it back in 2009.
2009, I wasn't collecting cards. And unfortunately, I didn't start collecting Clay until 2011. So I missed out on 2 years of his rookie stuff that ended up getting locked up.
Was the classics that I sent you years ago, Michael, was that rookie year? Number to 100? Or was that 2010?
I do not remember. What did it look like?
Because that would have been what, like a timeless tributes?
Yeah.
The parallel?
Yep. Number to 100.
Sweet.
I'll have to look. I'll have to go through that box.
Well, I could probably go find the freaking video because it's probably on my favorites.
You're right. It was draft class. The dual auto that I have. I love that card, numbered out of 10.
Okay.
And I bid such a stupid amount of money on that card because I was not going to lose it. I think I ended up winning it for, I think it was under 100, but I think my bid was around 400 because I just didn't care. That's their best dual autograph, and I wanted it.
$2,500 for triple threads.
How much?
2,500.
Yeah, he's not even in that product.
300 for SP Authentic, That's college unis, isn't it?
No, that's
It's
that's in his Packers gear, and they're all on card autographs. I love the SP Authentic stuff. I think I have the full run of all his autographs from that product.
$350. That ain't bad for that box. For SP Authentic and
No.
hockey, that'd be.
That's actually pretty
Yeesh.
reasonable. Because I think you get, 3 or 4 autos a box.
I think Nolan opened one of those. I don't know if it was that year, but I remember him pulling like 3 or 4 autos out of there. Get a certified blaster for $100.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing I run into on seeing like score inscriptions. There's a lot of blaster boxes of those.
How about gridiron gear?
I like gridiron gear. How much is that one?
110. There you go.
That's not bad. Is it a full box?
2009 Donruss gridiron gear factory sealed 24-pack retail box auto memorabilia.
Retail.
Yeah, the retail hurts.
So I was gonna say that 110. That sounds like about the SRP when it came out.
Yeah, that's not bad.
And it was 09 Classics silver, number to 100.
Okay. I remember now when you say silver, I remember.
Does that count? I pulled it.
No.
David, Michael, I'm trying to help you out here, dude.
I know you're trying to keep me from buying a box of 09 and then not even pulling him.
Yeah, because that would suck.
That would be the real bummer. That's why I want to go with like either rookies and stars or with score inscriptions, because I think the score inscriptions, the jumbo boxes of that are not stupid expensive, and you get a lot of packs and a lot of cards.
Well, that and a lot of those parallels too. So I mean, there's a shot for some red zone to 20, or the black, or gold zone to 50, or what it was, a blue artist proof to 35, something, and that or 32, whatever the number.
Yeah, they're at a 32. The artist proofs are.
So I mean,
I think I have all of the parallels for the inscriptions. I'm pretty sure I do, because I got the base end zone and the auto end zone out of 6, both of them. Those are prized cards to me because those are so rare.
Yes.
And I mean, if you're able to get, because they don't have 101s. That's the best card you can get of them.
Yeah, they didn't have the Gem Masters till several years later.
Yeah, I think the Gem Masters came along in 12 or 13, maybe.
I want to say 12 because I know Amaro's got it for 14, but I want to say they capitalized on that class in 12 and they thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I feel like that was the first year. It was 12, maybe 11 with Scam. Yeah.
Those score boxes, Michael, are up to 400 bones.
Oh man, come on.
Now there is a box here for 125, but the picture looks different. For the $400 one, it says hobby. Now the one for 125 plus $13 shipping, that looks different. So I'm guessing that's retail.
Yeah, most likely retail.
I don't know my football like seeing hockey boxes. I'm pretty good, but and what was the other one? Rookies and
because those would.
Yeah, rookies and stars or rookies and stars longevity. I like both of those.
Because like 2006, I still. Those are probably $500.
$440. Get free shipping though.
Yeah, you missed out on 09 products, Michael, ever since Stafford won the bowl.
Yeah, once Stafford won the Super Bowl, it kind of killed any chance of those going down. What a bummer.
I had no interest in that mirror black auto of his. No, nobody fucking showed any interest, which
I know. It makes no sense, does it?
Get it graded and send it to Golden.
Should.
Ooh. A sealed hobby box of certified is $330. 10 packs, 5 cards per pack.
That
Hey,
ball. Oh, good, Dave.
For the question there, does the Brady effect more so? I think for like exquisite UD Premier, NT stuff where you can get like patches or autos
Yeah.
that are more plentiful. I won't say plentiful as like tons. Oh man, every third box you'll find a Brady. It's like you're gonna find some nice Brady stuff in that, like Ultimate Collection too. That's where it realistically will hurt the secondary market of trying to pick that stuff up.
Definitely.
Or it shouldn't. If it does, if people are saying, well, you can get a ninth year score or Tom Brady card, well, no, you got to get the honky tonk man's guitar over your head because you're a fucking idiot. But
Elite is 300. Tops Mayo is 260.
ooh,
That's gross.
yeah, those were $50 boxes out of the gate, and that's
Yeah.
where they stayed.
I'm gonna start taking those puff balls I just showed you. That's part of Ghost. I was petting him while I was sitting here, and that little puff ball was what came off. I'm just gonna be like, here, I'll put that in a baggie. You add lightning, you can get your own Ghost. Sell them for $100 a piece. And you too could be annoyed during the IRP podcast to no end. He's actually the better half went to bed, so they all followed her. I'm lucking out right now because it's peace in the valley.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stop scrolling through because it's depressing.
It is painful.
I'm not paying anywhere near any of those prices.
10 G's for a 1985 box BBCE wrapped of tops for Lemieux. The chances of getting one is probably pretty good, but 10 G's is, ooh, that's spendy.
That is so strong.
There's a lot of products that I enjoyed opening years ago that I look at and look for every once in a while. But even then, it's like, okay, I paid $100, $90, give or take, when products released. And because shit dries up, of course, supply and demand, as we all know. But it's like, I'm not paying $200. I'm not paying double what I would have paid before. It's because it would be nostalgia.
Right. I ran into that just a few months ago. I was looking at buying my favorite thing to open when I was a kid was 94 Upper Deck Collector's Choice Baseball, the jumbo packs. Because the packs were really cool because they had like red packs, yellow packs, blue packs, green packs of the different guys on there. And you got 2 silver signatures per pack or a gold auto per pack, something like that, out of the jumbo. And I bought a box of that for like $40 or $50 a few years ago and shot a video on it when I busted it. I was like, I wouldn't mind doing that again. Well, hell, I mean, the prices on those have gone super through the roof. And I'm like, well, that's no longer just a fun break anymore. That's a big chunk of money that's realistically going to be a waste. Because if you don't get the Jeter, the A-Rod, or a Griffey gold signature, there's no money in those boxes at all.
Yep. It would be strictly nostalgia.
Yeah.
Or
And
the
like
Jordan.
What was that, Dave?
Or the Jordan.
It depends. Jordan, I believe, was Series 2.
Yep.
And I think all the good rookie, like A-Rod, Jeter, were Series 1.
Okay.
Like
they weren't in the same thing because whenever I was busting that box, I knew I couldn't pull the Jordan.
Steven, you were saying? What's it like this last show I went to? They had a box of a certain product from 95, 96. I think he wanted 85. And my logic is, who else is going to buy this but me? Honestly, who's going to buy a box of 95, 96 hockey cards from you? Who? So that box last time it went online was $200. So I got it for 65. And I was like, "You gonna be back here next month?" And he's like, "Yeah." I said, "You got any of these at home?" He goes, "Yeah." I'm like, "Bring them." He has series 1 and 2. I'm like, "Bring them."
Nice.
I'll take those off your hands if I'm there. I said, "I can't guarantee I'll be there." Thank you, Ghost. But if I'm there, you're there. There you go. And even the retail on that front, I think there was a mega box that I think it retailed for 40, and I got it for, what was it, Steve? 25. It was Holiday from last year at Tops, and he had a $30 sticker on it. And I think we looked it up, and it was $40 retail for the mega. And I think I offered him 25, and he took it. So if I'm getting retail for cheaper, because there's so much into it, that they have all these boxes sitting there, now they're just trying to get their money back.
Mm.
And unless it's like the creme de la creme of the Prisms of the world, the UFC, whatever that was popular, the WWE, the basketball, the football. Nothing baseball usually goes premium on the retail front. It's usually about $5 above retail, but there's a lot of people trying to move that retail that they bought during the pandemic that I'm seeing the price drop.
Yeah.
And that is a good set to put together the holiday, because it usually it comes out last and it has all your rookies in it. And it's a fun rip. Put that set together. It's maybe 200 cards, and you got all your best guys usually. So I grabbed a box of that, and I think I already had 2 or 3 that I got retail, and they weren't charging $40 a piece. They were charging, I think, 30. I know what it was. It was buy one, get one half off at Meijer. So you bought one for 40, you got the other one for 20. So that was $60. So $30 a plat or a mega box isn't bad. I think I convinced the better half to let me buy 3 that day. So, which she's been good on the wax front. She thinks it's a smart idea to grab certain products and toss them in a closet for 15 years and pay for a set of Michelin's in 2029.
Not a bad plan if you got the means to do it.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I will admit I've been doing the same here and there.
I forgot to show one. This was a bigger one. I didn't have anything of these two guys. So that's
a great one.
Wayne and Mario numbered to 50. 25 of 50, I believe.
I have Artifact. Or sorry.
Oh, go ahead, Michael.
I was going to say Artifacts is one of my favorite hockey products.
For patches and jerseys, it's pretty friggin' solid. I like that because, I don't think I showed this one, but look at that. You get a nice 2-color. I think I paid $30 at an auction, and it's numbered to 50. So if you can get them when no one else is paying attention to them, unlike the mirror blue, which I'm 0 for 4 on last night, a PSA went for $303. And then last night on ComC auction, a mirror blue with the peel removed went for $317.
Jeez.
So that
Non-graded went for higher than the
Yep.
Probstein
with
PSA.
with the peel removed. The
Wow.
PSA had the peel. That's what I was about to hit the button, like I always do, with 2 seconds left, and I just watched it flash past me. I'm like, and I was like,
That's
well,
surprising, especially since the graded one was a Probstein auction.
yeah, and it was an 8, and I figured that one was shield. So I got the mirror red, which is disturbing. I can't find it in all these cards that I have right here, which is all the stuff that I bought this year. It's not in there. So I got to find that tomorrow. It's like the other cards that were missing that time. It's somewhere down there. So, but that's another one to add to my list. That'll be 97. So I got to find what I did with that. So 1 out of the 3 of the top 5 cards on my list. And what was the other one? This one.
The select.
This select green, that was top 5 for me. So, and the oddest one was the one that Dave and I never heard of, never dreamed of, was this from, what was this? 910 MVP or Collector's Choice. Just the oddest card. It's not numbered, but it's print runs 100. And I've never seen it before. And when I saw it, I asked Dave, I'm like, did you ever see this thing? And there's like tiers of this for all these different players, and he's like, no, I've never seen it. It's called Cup Quest, but it's just Penguins Cup Quest Finals. So that's the highest tier. I think it's him, Gretzky, Howe, and a couple other guys that are the short prints to 100. So I don't think that they're numbered. I think they're all, I have to clarify, so I don't want to speak incorrectly. But
Isn't that kind of a takeoff of Title Quest, though?
probably.
And Star Quest.
Yeah.
Well, I Star Quest, yes. I mean, that was a given. Because Collector's Choice also had Title Quest in football,
Ah.
and they were stars, like 4-star or 3-star, whatever, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering if that was kind of an expansion or a take on that from the year of football. But that was early, late 90s, I think, though, for Title
That
Quest.
was 97. Because then they had that. They had Turf Champions that year?
That sounds right, because Turf Champions is another one that rings a bell, too.
And that was the one that had like 1 through whatever 45 was your plain foil board, 46 through 60, maybe 70. So I think it only went up to 90. But I mean, you had one that was a little different, had like some different foil on it. I think like the whatever 80 through 90 was the like the die cuts.
Possibly.
I think I've got someone. Barv, maybe?
That would make sense, because it would have been your top tier guys that would have been the hardest.
Yeah, you wouldn't have had Tamrick Van over as a fucking top tier guy. It would have been.
Sure you would. Why not?
Why not? You'd have to bump somebody out. And at that time, you could have an argument for probably about 35 guys that could have been the last 10 of the set or whatever.
Yep. Absolutely. 215. 215.
I'll say we did our job. Brought
And
the
7 minutes past my bedtime.
7 minutes past your bedtime.
So with that, We gave Vinny an ample opportunity to have the spotlight after our wrongs of last week.
I will make it a goal to set goals for 2023. My thinking there is that I will be past the wedding that I've been kind of committing money to for the last 18 months since the engagement. And I've had 2 raises at my job during that time frame that I haven't got to really enjoy. So I'm going to have more money to play around with so I can kind of maybe branch out a little bit, find some other things to buy.
Go back to your defensive Hall of Fame.
Yeah, that's definitely something I constantly look for certain cards of certain players. I search a lot of Upper Deck Black football. I love that product, and there's so many nice cards of guys that I have on that list. The quad Derek Brooks that I used to own, I would love to have that one back. But yeah, because right now I think I only have maybe 3 or 4. I have that Contenders Acetate Mean Joe Green that I picked up from Ryan. I have that one for the set. And then I have my Alan Page Purple People Eaters fan favorites autograph. And then I have my Kevin Green Quiver and Quake.
Yep.
Auto.
I'm not hearing one, Michael.
I still have the what I've got Romanowski and Seau. I've got Leroy Selman.
That's the one I was waiting for the duel.
Were you? Yep. I've got that one. And I got another one that somebody had given me. Patrick. I think it's a Patrick Willis and Sean Merriman dual Bowman Sterling gold auto.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, Patrick Willis is going to be. I'll upgrade Patrick Willis because that guy was incredible, and he's got a lot of cool stuff out there.
Yeah, he does.
His prices have gone up the last year.
Interesting.
Pretty substantially. They've gone up quite a bit, and I think it's because Panini started putting them in products this past year. So now people are going back and like, oh, I forgot about Patrick Willis, and then they're going back and finding the other stuff and paying good money for it.
Gotcha. Yeah, believe it or not, I still haven't filled my Romanowski auto gap in the collection. No. It's just one of those, when you sit there and you build the relationships and the friendships and you hear conversations and you hear what people talk about and what they're trying to do and what they accomplish. And, it was a cool card. And Cosigners has always been one of my favorite dual autograph sets ever.
Right.
But I'm like, no, this like kills 2 birds with 1 stone. It'll go somewhere that I know it'll stay there. And I can get another Romanowski auto, and I'll be just as satisfied with what I end up getting.
Right.
So,
yeah, I love that card because I like to watch. Romanowski was a crazy person.
Oh, that's exactly what
he's a crazy person.
This guy was a psycho.
1,000,000%. He was a terrifying human. And then you had Seau, one of the best to ever do it on the other side. That's a really cool duel from that set because there's a lot of duds.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I own a dud.
Do you?
Terrell Davis and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Oof, that one hurts. I think Steve Atwater's on a dud in that set too.
Yes,
Probably.
I think Trace Armstrong.
That sounds right. And I think Kevin Green, he might be on 2 cards. He might be on 1 good one and 1 bad one.
We'll see. Like Terrell's on 3.
Is he? Yeah.
Yeah, it's him, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, him, and Eddie George, and him, and oh, for fuck's sake, Thurman Thomas, I think. Is it
Oh,
Thurman
so
Thomas?
2 out of 3.
No, it's not. It's not Thurman Thomas. Maybe is it Eddie George?
You already said Eddie George.
Now I'm gonna have to go check.
I know it's Eddie George because we've talked about that one before.
That would be a really cool card to have.
Yeah, I couldn't justify paying the $300 and something that it ended up selling
Yeah,
for.
no,
So,
that's expensive.
yeah, it was
Um,
like I hadn't seen one in freaking forever, and it was like I'm like, oh man, I gotta go hard and heavy on this one. And then when it started getting close, I'm like, it is Thurman Thomas. Okay, I wasn't.
That happened with me, and there's a specific Luke Kuechly card that I wanted to get, and it was 2012 Valor, the rookie autograph patch cards or jersey cards out of there were numbered out of 26 on card autos, beautiful cards, and one of those finally listed on auction, and I was going to go after it, and it ended up going for $100 more than what I thought it was going to go for. It climbed into the twos. I thought it would stay right around maybe 100, 125, maybe 150, and it went well over 2. And I was like, well, it doesn't shock me because he has a very big collector base. There's a lot of people that collect that guy, and they pay strong on his rare stuff. And I just think those rookies are very underrated. That whole product was. I like 2012 Valor.
Mm-hmm.
And to have the rookie jersey autos be numbered out of 26 made them a really cool pull. And that was a 1-pack product, wasn't it? It was inside those metal. It looked like the Spartan shields. It had a big V on it, and they were like metal tins. And I think it was 1 pack per.
Yeah, because it had like you pull it apart, and then there was a pack, and then
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's before they decided to start making Valor a freaking retail product.
Oh yeah, 2014. I think it was 2014 Valor. That was a just horrendous product.
I get it. It's a money grab. But, certain products are never meant to be retail.
Right. Absolutely.
I've never understood it. Now, on the flip side, for like Prism and Mosaic and stuff like that, that's kind of taken over for the Topps Chrome people,
Right.
or those
It's
who love
kind of
Topps Chrome.
It's kind of their flagship.
Yep. So from that perspective, it's nice to have the retail option, because who wants to pay $1,000 for a fucking hobby box?
Yeah.
Not me.
No way.
I mean,
And that's
back in the day that, $1,200 could get you a case of Exquisite.
uh-huh.
And and now $1,000 for a freaking hobby box. No.
and that's what happens when you get a monopoly on a license, and you see what the aftermarket is doing to all the prices on your product, and they're no longer content making 800%. They want to make 1,600%. And that's just what Panini did. And that's why they started doing that when they were dropping products and doing the Dutch auction thing, to where Panini wanted to have it both ways. They wanted the product to sell, but they also wanted the aftermarket price for themselves.
Yep. And then, of course,
it just became impossible. And the problem is that there's a million different breakers, so they knew it would sell. And then they force the breakers and the hobby shops alike. They force them to buy their junkier products in order to get anything allocated from the good stuff.
Yep. And then they throw in first off the line to increase the
Yeah.
amount of money for the. It's like,
Yeah.
but yet, here's the thing that it flabbergasts me, and maybe it's just because we're the realists in all this, and we see the writing on the wall. Yeah, first off the line, great idea. Limited parallels, but what people still fail to realize, you're paying more for first off the line than what you are for hobby, and all that indicates is they mass produce the shit out of it.
Absolutely.
It's like, come on, folks, pay attention. Yeah, first off the line, I like the concept. I thought it was a cool concept early on with the shorter parallels and things along
Yeah,
those lines.
specific ones that you could only pull out of those.
Cool concept.
Yeah.
But when your products are already expensive as it is, you're expecting somebody to pay more for first off the line, and you're still expecting them to pay a shit ton of money for hobby products. And yet, what are you actually doing other than freaking like watering down the market with more shit?
And my thing is, we don't need a first off the line for every product.
No.
Sure we do. Come on, man.
I am shocked that we haven't seen a first off the line flawless yet. It's probably coming. But to me, limit it to national treasures, because I think the red, white, and blue parallels are incredible. So keep that with NT. But you don't need and Contenders the Contenders does it with the red zone, I think is what they call them. That specific. I think that's what that Contenders auto parallel is that you get out of first off the line. I'm pretty sure it's called red zone. But just do it for a couple of products. You don't need it for all of them. And now there's probably 5 or 6 different versions of buying Prism.
Yeah.
Because you've got the no huddle, you've got the first off the line, you've got the regular, then you've got something called T-Mall that was started out exclusively with basketball, but it worked its way into football this past year. And I don't even know what it stands for.
I don't either.
I think at the beginning it was like a Japan-China exclusive thing. I think that's what it was, and now not so much. It's I can't keep up with them.
Well, it almost seems like, and I could be wrong, but because T-Mall is typically cheaper than your normal hobby, it's almost like the Platinum Anniversary like light. It's almost like a light version.
Okay. I had no idea that it was cheaper than the regular. I don't know what the price on any of these things are.
It's within, I mean, some of the stuff I've seen, fit between like $50 and $150. It's not substantial.
Yeah.
But from what I recall and what I've seen from time to time is the T-Mall boxes, I think, are cheaper. And I don't know if that's because of what you alluded to, or there's less cards, or, some of the bigger parallels may not be in it,
right?
That type of stuff. Because the Platinum Anniversary, the light is almost half the cards, I think, than like a hobby. It's got exclusive version parallels, and I'm guessing there's probably a possibility of getting an autograph, but it's not guaranteed. Hobby, right. You're guaranteed the one.
Mm-hmm.
Benny, I know you were looking at the Platinum Anniversary stuff between hobby and the retail mega, and then of course the light, or whatever they call it.
Yeah, and I still didn't finish that because I want to see about I don't know if you're guaranteed an auto in the mega or not.
No,
but if you're
there's only one guarantee in the hobby.
Then I think the light's the way to go.
But you're not guaranteed an auto and light either, I don't think.
Correct.
But I think you also get less cards than what you do in the hobby because light has its own special parallel refractor in it. But that set is 700 cards or some shit. It's freaking ridiculous.
And then, like I said, a lot of what Panini has done is catered the products to group breakers.
Oh, absolutely.
That's what they've done, the way they built them. But Topps was guilty of that as well with the Bowman baseball products because they had that Bowman Chrome HTA where it was only the autographs.
Mm-hmm.
And I could never get anybody to tell me what HTA stood for. And I just made up the joke that it was, here they are, the 3 hits that you were going to get in your box. Here's your 3 autos. Here they are. That is what HTA stands for.
We were talking about talking about that earlier in
Home team advantage.
Home team advantage.
Really?
This was something they had in like 2000, 2001, where it was like this sort of like they had different. If you were, and again, I'd have to go back, talk to somebody that's actually a dealer, because I'm guessing it's the same thing, sort of as being like the Panini thing, where you have to buy X amount, and you get this bonus product almost.
Okay.
And it was because that's where I busted open a jumbo of 01 Series 2 Topps baseball. And I pulled a 65 Mantle and then the Ichiro rookie in the same pack. So it was biscuit wheels and gravy train and whatever.
Right.
But that was the thing then with Topps. That was the Topps HTA, the home team advantage, where it was like you could get the special packs there, sometimes different inserts, or it was like a better tier or better odds of pulling. Like let's say a 196, maybe in the HTA it was like 1 in 60. See, there it is. The gravy train with wheels made of delicious biscuits. But that's
Kingpin reference.
So it worked for a while. I don't know why it went away. That would be something if we could ever find somebody that worked for Topps. Like, hey, what was the deal with this? Because that's something, again, not many people ask about now because nobody's been in the hobby for more than 20 minutes. That has like the significant voice out there. Or they don't want to ask that because that's not a question that would garner attention because their followers and the people that are ogling them have been in the hobby for 5 minutes. So
yeah, they couldn't care less.
Or they don't know anything about it.
Right. Was it 95 when Upper Deck made their 95 Upper Deck baseball? They had like the regional boxes, like some.
94.
Was it 94? Okay, it was 94 then. That was a really strange thing to me too. Because when I was collecting at that time, all the way up from when I started collecting in 91, 92, up until I stopped collecting in 2000, I had no idea that there was a retail and a hobby. I didn't know that was a thing. And then whenever I saw that there were regional boxes of Upper Deck baseball, it confused me because I didn't understand what that meant.
Well,
like where there's certain things you could pull out of the West distribution and certain things out of the East. Is that what it was?
There were the SP previews.
Okay.
That were regionalized. It was Central, West, and East. And I want to say something else too. And I don't know if it was the Diamond Collection or what, but I know it was specific, if nothing else, for those SP previews. So I don't know if it's 5.
Okay.
Or 5 per region. And then I know the West had Griffey, East had Ripken, Central had Jordan. I think those were like if I remember right, those are like the 3 top tier ones you were looking for. At least at the time, because Ripken was trucking towards 2161. So
right. That makes
And
sense. Yeah, because I remember the Griffey being on the West box.
mhm.
I remember that Jordan, the star rookies, the electric diamonds out of those were so cool. I had the Jordan and I had the A-Rod. Those were two of the biggest cards out of that product.
And such an underrated parallel set for being one per pack.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
they just
you're right, Dave. It is the SP previews broken up into regions.
There you go.
I remember that vividly because that was one of those insert sets I always wanted to put together because it's like, okay, it's going to be tough to put just because back then you had to chase down regions. Now, probably not so much. But
And now you can just go on Cumsey or Burbank and find them.
yeah.
And
I don't know, Bobby Lopez would have been in there, Chipper. But I mean,
they're reasonable too, it looks like from an
it's basically the SP94. So
Yep.
It's not like, oh my God, what a cool looking, the flare hot numbers with the lenticular motion. Or some kind of die cut acetate. It's an SP, but in the back it says, I think it's SP1 of whatever for the set number, 1 of 5, 2 of 5, 3 of 5, or because I know amongst the mass of card humanity, it's fairly certain I got 1 or 2 of them. Of who, I don't know, but I know I was like, at some point I got to put this set together, and I'm gonna have to start buying them. So I think I bought a couple. Bagwell, I think Bagwell's one of them that I picked up. But yeah, it's not a set that you're like, oh my God, how awesome does this look? It's like if you like 94 SP, you're gonna like the 94 SP previews.
Yeah.
That whole 94 upper deck, that's probably the product of the year. The whole anything upper deck touched, collector's choice, SP, and like base upper deck. I mean,
Yeah.
it was just everything: the hollow views, the die cuts.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. You had the gold signatures chasing out of collector's choice, and then you had the SP hollow view die cuts, the reds.
Yep.
It's crazy because I saw I remember when I saw a red A-Rod when I was a kid, and I mean it was $2,500, $3,000, something like that. Now it's a card you can pick up for a couple $100. Even the Jordan, I don't even know if it might bring 1,000, maybe. I don't remember. But back in the day, those were absolutely insane. And it's funny that football had them, but they didn't make the reds. They just had the regular hollow views. It's weird that the parallel didn't carry over.
No, and then like the 95 ones.
95 has die cuts.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can find those for $4.
Yeah.
Eric Rett for $4, a Kyle Brady for like $3. It's like,
I don't even think Favre is a $10 card.
and it's insane.
Yeah.
I've looked at them and I should put that stuff together.
I think it's a little higher for the die cuts, Michael.
Yeah,
I don't
and it might be.
I don't think it's much though. It's not like a $30 card. I bet you if it topped out at 20, I'd be surprised. I bet you can find some buy it nows between 12 and 15.
Let's
That-
see.
That'd be the baseball one would be pretty much like I think we've talked about before, like the Sports Cards magazine where you had the full color top 20 insert sets, top 20 insert set cards, top 20 base sets, and top 20 base set cards. And they give a little write up, a little blurb, but I mean, it's all color every time. And you're just like, oh my God, I know what they look like now. I don't have to have a black and white photo, it's color. And I can still remember that all of you read the die cut with Delgado and Chipper and Steve Carsey is in there. It's like one of the lowest of the low ends. It just such an iconic set, but again, most of the collectors that have joined the last few years have no fucking clue. They're like, oh, 1 in 71 or whatever it was, and it's like, whatever. It's like, no, you
The
do not.
Marinos. Sorry, Dave.
No, go ahead, Marino.
The Merino sold for $12.20.
I
Curtis Martin, at least for the non-graded, of course. Curtis Martin is the highest that I see at $19.99, and then one sold for $13, but that's rookie year. So
yeah. Still, that's just
yeah,
so,
PSA 9 Rice sold for $52.
and even that, because the backs are such a terrible on the edges.
Yeah.
It flakes so easily.
Yeah, I have the 95 SP Hall of View set. I don't have the die cuts. You're muted, Michael, by the way. I can
Sorry.
read your lips. Oh, I read your lips. You do? Yes. Because I opened a crap ton of 95 SP because I love that product.
Yeah.
I loved it. And it happens to go along with, something that Dave and I are wanting to do. And 95 SP is one of the sets that we want to talk about. And then, of course, those are the big SPs.
Yeah. Montana and Merino.
Yep. And I pulled this, not this one specifically. I mean, you can see it's got some surface scratches, but
Yeah.
I pulled this card when the product released. And that's still to this day one of the biggest trades I ever made because I traded that card for the 93 SP Bledsoe and $20 or $25.
Yeah,
Which was
massive.
At that point in time, I still loved Bledsoe, and that was the big card I wanted was the 93 SP, and that's how I managed to get it. So, and the only reason why the dealer went is, I think, as high as what he did because he had the Montana. He wanted them both as a talking point as he traveled for shows.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I was flipping my shit when I pulled that, man, because I think I bought like 6 or 7 packs. And it was 1 in 5,000. I mean, it was not an easy pull.
Right.
So, and at the time, like I said, upon release date, that was a huge card, huge. Now it's $10 or $12, $15 in the Beckett these days.
Yep.
But still a cool story. But anyways, Dave, we're coming up on 2:45.
Real quick, the T-Mall stands for Tobacco Mall. It launched its company in China. It's part of the Alibaba group. So
Okay. There you go.
what is it on that? According to Google.
Thank you for doing that because we were all curious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So hashtag scholarship and loud dogs.
Okay, gentlemen. Well, I'm gonna go to bed. So
Have a good one, my friend. We
Yes.
will close it up before.
always a pleasure.
It's always good to see you, my friend. Always good to see you.
Yes. I'm gonna try to make as many of these as I can before bowling starts up again.
It's good to have you on, man, because we find different topics to be able to talk about when you're here. So
Definitely.
it adds to it.
Okay. Well,
Go get some sleep.
take it easy, guys.
All right, Michael.
Later.
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 And then they're worth.
Yes. So, thank you for Michael coming on. Everybody that commented throughout the night. We've said before, it helps push the show along. Not that we need it, we like it. We like the interaction. We like to get a question, comment, query, whatever, concern, we'll address it. Unlike other platforms that skim over it unless it's the positivity parade, which we don't like to join. So, thanks to everyone. Remember, like, comment, unsubscribe, send monies our way. Patreon, OnlyFans, Venmo, Cash App, well concealed cash, money order, duffel bags with dollar signs on there, crypto wallet. We'll figure it out. Whatever it is, send it. Just send it, like Larry the Enticer. We're going to national. Take some videos. You don't need to take tons, but just take some. If for nothing else, catalog your moment in time. So, I know Neil last week, after the show, he was like super, God, that was so much fun. Like, thanks for having me on. It's like, yeah, again, it's what we like to do, just pretty much BS. It's just like blog. We were on blog back in the day. And then he showed the picture, I think, of the frame from the National. And then I want to say it must have been their first dollar at the shop, framed up. He's like, see, still have this. I'm like, if you didn't, I think a lot of people would be pissed, including me. I mean, you had, I think, Wilkie was in there, BAMF, Mr. IM140 was in there.
Badass motherfucker. I still don't know how the hell that became a thing, but
I think just a cool, calm demeanor. He never really got rattled. I know a couple times he got riled up, but I mean, most of the time he's real level-headed. Until he saw like the hamburger helper stash that one time. I know he fucking lost his shit. He's just like, what the fuck is that? How many boxes? I mean, it's the old adage, you didn't let a sleeping dog lie, you just kept after, which, whatever. I showed it that stream or whatever on blog, but or the one video, whatever it was, and it's like, so yeah, I'll have to share that with you fellas too. I'll save it to my phone.
oh, I remember it.
Well, Vinny might not.
Depends on where he is in catching up on old videos that he says that he still goes back and watches, that I begin to question whether or not he does.
I think he watches new videos. The hate watch.
Yeah, he's a fan of the haterade.
Thankfully, I have a
home
back.
a hearing aid here shortly with these three.
They haven't been bad though. Most of the night
been on mute.
For the early night, when you had them locked away, they were good.
Yeah, they were all sleeping. I put them in the bedroom like, here's a piece of bread. Everybody lay down. Everybody calm down. Then as soon as the wife and the kid hit the door,
That happens.
You better hurry up, Vinny, because we wrapping it up, man. Don't you know you can't do that when we're trying to close up shop here? Come on. This ain't your first rodeo.
I think most of the time it is.
Sometimes I begin to wonder.
No. if you're going to National, take some video, have some fun. Safe travels. Make sure you get from point A to point B and back to point A without any issues. If somebody steals some cards, make sure to get that on video. That's always a popular, fun time. Other than that, he's Steve. He's Vinny. I'm Dave. It's been the Insert Revolution podcast. Remember, collecting cards, absolutely wonderful. The friendships that you forge in this hobby, it's what it's really about. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody.